Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode.
This week's free episode.
Yeah.
You can check out the bonus episode over at patreon.com/The Froe Show.
Yeah, heaps of additional content over there, so check it out.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Bye.
My name is Joe, and I'm here to say.
Why can't I hear it? There we go.
You're playing too.
And that's the intro. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Frank Mankin, and I'm joined as always by my beautiful co-host Joe Murray.
That was just chaos.
I really hurt my finger. I managed to hit like right in between the two pads. So I like went really aggressive to hit the pad, and I just went
And you hit the wrong one.
and I hit the wrong one. What is the other one?
I don't know.
Is it news?
Play it.
I'll play it once once
itself.
the music's faded out. But ow, that that really actually hurt. My finger's already very sensitive, little babies. All right, what is this?
My name is Joe, and I'm here to
Ooh.
say I love Foley in a major way. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's an artifact from the past.
That is. Wow, that's
When was the last time we did Foley facts?
it's been a while.
Probably like in the 30s, right?
I reckon I did him into the 40s.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think you're alive in the 1940s.
I
We're starting strong.
reckon I nearly got to episode 50.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'm going to go back and check that.
Yeah, you know. Episode 32 we stopped.
Also,
Yeah.
we arrived today at the studio and saw that we're both wearing the exact same shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So
How good.
technically I had the opportunity to change. I decided against it
not to
because I thought it would be funny. So we are wearing the same shirt. You know what I forgot to do?
What'd you forget?
I forgot to turn on the aircon.
That's why it's a bit warm.
I might do that now
do that.
before we die.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I couldn't believe that we're wearing the same shirt. But it's funny. It's good.
It's almost like we shop at the same stores or something. It's so
Nearly.
weird.
But you discovered this store like not long ago.
Yeah, well, I knew it existed, but I always just assumed it was like hippy dippy clothes. This is Ganda, by the way, not sponsored, but yeah, I always just assumed it was hippy dippy stuff, but it is hippy dippy stuff, but
But it's cool.
not the type of hippy dippy stuff I had expected. I was expecting like, you know how they make like those weird, not weird, they're really cool, but like those like woven jumpers and stuff that look like they're made of straw, like that sort of stuff.
What?
Or like just all waffle based stuff.
What era are you from? This sounds very like 1920s.
No! I just assumed it was like surfwear, basically,
Oh,
is what
okay.
it came down to. Are they the exact same though? What size is yours?
Oh, mine's an XL.
Oh.
Yours will be like
Mine is a small.
a small.
Mine is a small. And it still looks like a tent on me.
Yeah, that is big. I wanted to get a large, but they didn't have any. So
That's so... Everyone doesn't believe me when I say I'm a small.
you're a little person.
I'm a very little person. I was my gym sells merch, right? And they sell these shirts. And I bought a shirt the other day
Yeah.
from the gym. She goes, "Oh, you know, what size do you want?" And I went, "Oh, I'll get a small." She goes, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been in the same body for a while. I'm pretty sure I'm a small." And she goes, "Oh, okay, but like we can swap if you want, like if it doesn't fit." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, it'll fit."
No, it smells great.
Anyway,
Yeah.
great store though,
Yeah.
and just means we have good taste. So
Yes, exactly.
I'm happy.
I'm very happy too.
I got something this week
Ooh.
that I haven't told you about.
Where is it? I did see that, and I was going to ask.
You did see. I posted it on social media. I did just
Oh,
show
I
my
didn't-
add-ass.
I didn't see
but
it on
I'll
social
blur that when I edit. That's well done, me. Cool. So don't let me
forget to
forget
do
that I have to blur that. So that out of the way, I got one of my photos printed. So I'm currently in the
yeah.
process of helping organize a raffle at my climbing gym. Where like the proceeds will go towards further development of the gym or something like that. We haven't entirely decided where the money's going to go just yet, but yeah. So this is going to be first prize along with something else, and then there's gonna be second and third prize. But it's really cool. I don't get my stuff printed that often.
No.
So it's always really cool to get it printed and and have it physically available. Problem is, I tried to find a frame for it last night and I couldn't.
Oh.
Because it is a weird kind of shape for a frame. It's 12 by 18.
It's really rolled as well.
Yeah,
But it looks so nice.
yeah,
It's so sharp.
yeah. Show the camera. Yeah, I love it. It's really interesting seeing stuff that close, printed. Like after, it's one thing looking at it on a computer, but then having it
Yeah.
printed is a whole other deal, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's really cool. And you just notice stuff that you didn't notice before.
Mm-hmm.
I was mostly impressed by how the colors came out. This is my first.
Yeah, it's very vibrant.
Yeah, this is my first color print. That's the only one I've printed before that is the big bird. Big bird.
Is
and
that
that's
an
black and
Australian
white.
seagull?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
Oh, because US seagulls are triple the size, and that looks like a bigger seagull.
No, that's an Australian one. That is in the Sydney Harbour.
Ah.
I took that
Oh,
facing.
they're bigger down there too. Anyway.
Yeah, I took that facing the ferry, in the Sydney Harbour.
Facing. Yes.
Yeah. And then this one.
Wait, did I tell you that we took a little boat in the Sydney Harbour?
No.
It was like going out in the surf, deep water, because there was so many big ferries. And yeah, anyway, keep going. Sorry, just sidetrack a little bit there.
No, I was just gonna say that I took this one. This one's at Noosa Heads in on the Sunshine Coast. And it's like a lovely little 3.5K walk to get to this big outcrop. It's one of my favorite photos actually. I have three photos available at the moment for printing. It's this one, another one of the ocean, and then another one of two people swimming through trees, and that one's really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, so these are and they were all taken on the same day, so they're like a set. And I'm only ever printing 5 of them. So this is print 1 of 5.
Right.
So
Got to get on that limited edition.
yeah.
Yeah, but that works.
Now I'm trying to figure out a way that I can mark that it's 1 of 5, and I kind of want to write on the back, but I don't want anything to bleed through. So I can't use a Sharpie or anything.
Well, you'd have to go pencil.
Yeah. Or pen, and just be gentle with her. But it's super cool. I definitely 100% recommend that people get their work printed.
Yeah.
Because it's just something so different about seeing it physically. We talked about this a little bit with Riley or with Ian in his episode, and how different it is getting stuff done physically as opposed to just seeing it digitally all the time. Especially even with music and stuff, seeing something that you've made.
Yeah, being able to hold a CD or
or
a
a
record.
mixtape or a record. Yeah, it's so different. Even just the poster to your gig or something like that is so cool.
How did you go about getting that printed though? What's the process for lining that up?
Well, I go through Printify, which I haven't had any issues with. At some point I would love to get a proper photography printer. But that's a massive investment, and I'd actually want to be properly selling prints by that point.
Right.
But yeah, Printify, you just upload them, and you choose the sizes that you want, and you can get samples sent to you, and they can integrate with most storefronts, so you can just put the product directly on your store. So on my store, I haven't done that. I've set them up as I use Squarespace for my website. I have set them up as an individual product within Squarespace, and then when it sells on my website, I get an email, and then based on that email, I'll go into Printify and send it from there. So it's all drop shipping. So I actually don't see any of the prints when someone buys one. It goes directly from the printer to them.
Right.
The only reason I see this one is because I'm personally giving it away. So I bought this one and am donating it, essentially. But yeah, they're really good. They do heaps of stuff. I and this isn't sponsored, but I do genuinely really recommend Printify as a company because they are really good and they get the colors right all the time. So I've never felt the need to go through like an actual print house. Unless you want like specialized type stuff.
Yeah.
But stuff that they have, it's essentially like reverse Redbubble. So
I don't know what that is.
okay, so Redbubble is like you can upload your design and people can buy it, and it's kind of just goes across a whole bunch of stuff, and that's the storefront. Whereas this is like you make your own stuff and you sell it yourself.
Right.
But they have everything, like literally everything you can think of, like clothes, accessories, home and living stuff, like wrapping paper. It's anything and everything. Vacuum insulated water bottles. Yeah. Like properly everything. So if you have something that you want to sell, really recommend Printify, actually.
Could do merch through them.
Yeah. Well, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's very cool.
They're really good, though, and I really recommend them. And so far, of the two things that I've had printed directly and actually seen, they've both been great and exactly like what I envisioned and imagined. I think I might get one or two more that I can actually keep. I might get my wow, this is bad. I can't remember what they're called.
The one with the swimmers?
No, the other one. Sometime away. I want to get that one for myself. So that one.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah. This one. Not that you can see that.
No.
You can check it out on my website, though, frankmacon.com/print-store. Yeah, I really want to get that one printed because that's one of my favorite photos I've taken. But the 12 by 18 ones are $50, and the 24 by 36 ones are $100 or $99.95.
Right.
So that's 24 by 36, and that's 12 by 18.
There you go.
So those are the different sizes. Actually, I'm going to grab that one because I don't think I've shown it on camera in a while.
Do it. This is a very cool photo. Is that with...
Oh, gecko!
Whoa, that is a big gecko.
That was a massive gecko! Sorry, dude. Yeah, what were you saying?
Was that with the ADD?
Yes. It actually could have been...
It looks like it's a 50 mil.
It is a 50 mil. It's definitely the 50 mil. I don't know if it's the 80D or the 550D, actually.
Do you want to, like, turn around here? 550D?
I think it's the 80D. We'll have to lift it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Haha.
There we go. So this is my untitled work.
You know how I can tell it's the 50 mil?
How?
Because, like, this is in focus, but the wing's not.
Actually, that was because that's motion blur.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So that's because it was moving when I took the photo. I actually really liked that.
Yeah, it is very cool.
But that's the 24 by 36. So that's like
That's big.
massive. This is proper. This is poster size.
Yeah.
Like 24 by 36 is standard movie poster size.
Right.
So I actually, hang on. If you hold that.
I'll hold this one. Another movie poster.
Because I actually have a movie poster in here, which I've never shown on the show.
Ready for this? That's the thumbnail.
That is the thumbnail. Done. Yeah, this is a short film by Star Wars Theory. It's like a Darth Vader short film. It's really good, actually. I really recommend it. And I bought the poster to help fund the second film, which isn't actually out yet.
I should watch that.
Yeah, actually, you really should. It's not long. It's like probably 10 minutes, but
Yeah, sure.
fantastic.
What's it called?
It's called Vader.
Vader.
Yeah.
Let me get
Just
up.
chuck that over there.
Okay. Is it on YouTube, I'm guessing?
Yeah. One of the best short films I've ever seen, actually.
Oh.
Interestingly enough. Outside of the fact that it's like a Star Wars short film. I need to drink my greens.
Drink your greens.
I'm drinking my greens.
Vader episode 1.
Yeah, that's the one.
Shards of the Past.
Shadows.
No, shards.
Oh, shards. Oh, I thought you said Charlotte.
Oh, no.
I thought you said Charlottes of the past.
Oh, no, episode 2 is out. It's only 3 minutes long, though.
No, that was like a cheeky little trailer type thing.
Uh,
I did watch that. Yeah. I don't think that's the full episode, technically. But it's really good. It's by this guy who has spent the last, 10 years on YouTube just cataloging Star Wars stuff. So he, does all this stuff, what would have happened if Yoda didn't train Luke, stuff like that.
Right.
And does, all these lore analyses. So he really understands the universe, which is really cool. And, that's actually him in the poster.
Oh.
Which is awesome. So,
Damn.
yeah. Really recommend it. And it's a great short film. And I bought that to support him and to support the next film. Because I watched it and I was like, I'm hype now. I'm hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is insane, that photo, actually.
It's a painting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a photo. It was originally a photo, and then someone painted it digitally.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But that shot is the final shot of the short film.
Ooh.
So really cool. I really like it. But yeah, I love movie posters. They're
Yeah.
they're one of my biggest sadnesses about modern cinema is that people don't really put a lot of effort into posters anymore. It's always just an ensemble poster where everyone is there.
Yeah.
It's not interesting. One of my favorite posters actually is the poster for a movie called Vertigo.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's from 1958, and it's just such a good poster. So the
Yeah, I suppose back then that's the only real, or the best way to get your thing out.
yeah.
Putting posters everywhere.
Yeah. So it's called the story is Detective Scotty, who suffers from acrophobia, is hired to investigate the strange activities of an old friend's wife. She commits suicide while Scotty becomes dangerously obsessed with her. And the poster is this, which I think is just perfect.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Actually, is that a who's that by?
The poster.
No,
It's Alfred Hitchcock.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah.
The Shining poster is also great. Have you seen The Shining poster?
I don't think so.
There's two. So there's one that was for general public, and then there's one that was for the cinemas. So this is the general one. That's the general one. It's Jack Torrance. It's the Here's Johnny scene.
Here's Johnny.
It's just a screen cap from the movie. And then this is the the artistic poster,
Oh yes,
which
I
is
see.
way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think that would get me way more interested than
Than the other one.
the actual poster. Not that it matters, because I've seen it heaps, but
Yeah.
still, really cool.
Which is very cool.
I love a good movie poster. It will get me to watch a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to bring back that. Because they have some... Well, they don't really have posters as much anymore either.
Have you
So it's
have you looked up alternate posters for modern movies? Because a lot of
No,
them have
actually.
alt posters.
Oh.
Where they have the big distribution poster, and then they have the creative license poster.
Oh.
I think Marvel does it for most of their movies. Let me have a look.
Oh, the last few Marvel movies have just been pack everyone in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
But they do a lot more of the those cardboard pop-up things
Yeah.
rather than posters,
Yeah. This is true.
which I don't really like.
I'm trying to find. I remember seeing one for Endgame that I really, really liked. But the problem is when you look up alternate movie poster, it just comes up with like people's fan art.
Ah, true.
Yeah. But like, hang on, alternate movie posters. Wow, that was like the first thing that came up when I wrote alternate. Because I remember seeing this a while ago and thinking it was super, super interesting that, you know, these movies have posters that are not, you know, the actual ones. Some really cool ones are like the actually drawn ones. So things like this for Gravity.
Whoa.
Yeah. That one's by Daniel Norris. Super cool stuff. And it's like, I get why you wouldn't use these as the actual movie poster because a lot of people wouldn't be interested in it. But it's just like, it's so much more interesting. It's just so much cooler, you know? And it makes me sad that they don't use them.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That is sad. I guess you've got to appeal to the larger audience, which is probably not creatives.
Yeah.
Sadly.
This alternate poster for Guardians of the Galaxy that makes fun of Star Wars A New Hope. It's a Star Wars parody poster. Like, it's so good. Immediately I know what the movie is like, what the tone of the movie is.
Yeah.
From that poster.
Yeah.
Rather than just like,
Yeah.
you know, or yeah, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for audio listeners, I was doing various Marvel-related hand gestures. Gun, open hand, funky fingers.
Funky fingers.
Yeah, you got heaps of funky fingers characters.
You do actually.
Doctor Strange, funky fingers.
Wanda,
funky fingers. Different funky fingers.
Yeah.
Still funky fingers.
Spider-Man,
funky fingers. Who else has got funky fingers? Black Widow's got funky fingers. When she calms down the Hulk, she has funky fingers. Sun's getting real low.
You're not wrong.
Funky fingers. Sleepy.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Hawkeye's got funky fingers.
Nah, that doesn't count. That doesn't.
I'm counting it.
No, there's a bow and an arrow that go in between the funky fingers.
Nah, funky fingers. Oh man. Hello.
What happened?
I don't know. Something just moved.
Oh, your cable fell down.
Okay, that makes me feel better. That was immediately in defense mode. I do love a good movie poster though. I would love to make a really good movie poster, but I don't have the design knowledge to make a good movie poster.
No.
Unfortunately.
I'm still just looking at this in disbelief.
It's very cool.
It is very cool.
We can watch the short film later while this is all copying.
Yeah, I'm keen.
Because it's like 10 minutes long, so it's not that
Yeah, I
bad.
think 15 minutes.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Well,
Still, that takes like 40 minutes to copy.
yeah. Still leaves us time for lunch too.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, I probably shouldn't eat. I'm going out for lunch. I'll have little baby lunch.
Little snack lunch.
Little knackies. I spent my Easter Sunday rewatching a bunch of Marvel movies.
Oh.
So I watched with my family. I watched Captain America, Winter Soldier. No, sorry, First Avenger, then Winter Soldier, and then Age of Ultron.
Oh. Do you like Age of Ultron?
In hindsight, yes. At the time,
What's that mean?
no. Like now looking back, yes, I do like it.
But while you're watching it, it's a bit like, eh.
No, like now that I'm rewatching it with the context of like the rest of the universe, I like it.
Yeah, that's true.
At the time, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It makes more sense now. It's the same thing I have with the first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I found it so boring the first time I watched it in cinemas.
Yeah.
But now rewatching it, like, you know, I have more of an understanding of the character and like that sort of stuff and who's actually in the movie, and I just care more in general.
Yeah.
So I actually am somewhat interested.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. But yeah, I rewatched them and I found it really interesting how much the CGI has gotten better.
Yeah.
Because like I remember watching them and being like, wow, this looks amazing. And then I look back and I'm like, wow, Vision looks like a plasticine character. He
Really?
looks like he's made of plastic. Like I could just get a heat gun and yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then like I watched WandaVision recently, and like that was so much better in comparison. And that's a TV show. Granted, Disney Plus high budget Marvel TV show, but TV show nonetheless, and it looks better than Vision did in Age of Ultron, which is like,
Wow.
I thought that was very cool.
That's strange.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of time in Age of Ultron got spent on Ultron, making him look really good.
Yeah, he did look really good though.
He is such a menacing character.
Yeah.
Like genuinely terrifying. He is. I was rewatching it and I like genuinely had goosebumps every time he was on.
I could see the terror in your eyes when
Yeah.
you said that.
He is. Like if I saw Ultron in a dark alley, I would turn around and walk the other way. Because he's played by. Oh my goodness, I am such a bad person. No, I can't believe I have to look this up. He is played by James Spader, who just has such a good voice for the character.
Yeah.
It's just so scary. Like, oh man, James Spader is such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible, and he has such a knack for voices.
Yeah.
James Spader.
How do they go about like making him?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Joe, because
Frank did his research.
I
after the movie.
actually did do my research, and it's really interesting because they had to cut a lot of scenes out of the movie because the actors were looking at Ultron's penis. Because the way that they did it, because obviously in the movie, Ultron is like 12 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
So what they did was they had James Spader in his mocap suit and then like a massive stick and a tennis ball at the top. And so his performance at the bottom is like... his performance at the bottom is like the actual mocap for the character.
Yeah.
But then the head of the character is
Where the
like
tennis
4 feet above him or 6 feet above him.
Yeah.
And so because it's James Spader and he's like has the most intense eye contact ever.
Yeah.
Like all of them would be like looking up at the tennis ball, and then you get like these awkward glances of like
Right.
just like look like flittering down and like looking at his eyes. But then when you put like the CGI over the scene, where his head is where Ultron's like area is.
Yeah.
So it's like you get this whole scene of like, yes, Lord Ultron. Sorry. And it just looks like they're momentarily distracted by like his robot schlong. Robo schlong. There we go.
Robo
Better.
schlong.
Much better. Yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how they did it. They had him in a mocap suit. And he did the voice on set and everything. It was all, none of it, like not, very little of it is ADR.
Yeah.
They would have done some processing, but like hearing him do the voice is basically the same.
Jeez.
Other than like the little computery glitches and stuff that you get in the audio. But no, for the most part, it is just James Spader talking and being incredibly menacing as he does so.
Yeah.
My goodness, I'm just throwing everything on
Yeah,
this.
stop knocking things out.
I wonder if I can find a video of him doing the Ultron voice without the processing. Yeah.
They would have, I'd imagine they'd put like a little bit of extra saturation or something over it to make it sound robotic.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a clip from a behind the scenes.
Showed up at the studio and they put me in a suit and they had me go through a range of motion, very specific motions and movements and so on, which they captured with all the sensors all over me and reference cameras all around me. And within 10 minutes, the sort of rough image of Ultron was on a screen, a monitor in front of me.
I've outgrown you, Tony. I've evolved.
Performance capture is the entire performance, so
That's so impressive, right?
It is.
Like just hearing his voice. I wonder if there's more. There's another clip of him talking without the. No, there's not. That sucks.
Oh, so
It's so good.
yeah.
It's so good. And it's so interesting seeing it because they're doing a lot of it in real time so that they can actually see what it looks like. So they have the monitor set up
yeah.
with everything real time.
And he was saying he had like a little image of what Ultron would look like.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, so they had it on a screen. So they already modeled all the characters obviously before they started filming. And then they would just in real time attach the model to the mocap suit. So they had a screen of like the scene that they were in because they were on a soundstage.
Yeah.
Of the scene that they were in. And then they have everything like superimposed over the mocap suits. So they can see like the height differences and like how Ultron would move and stuff within the scene.
Yeah. That's crazy though, because they'd have to take his performance of like a 6-foot dude and then like blow it up so that it fits that. Is that how they do it?
Yeah.
Or would they kind of like change his dimensions slightly?
They would change his dimensions. There's definitely some complex rigging going on there where it's like, you know, the space from his knee to his ankle is ×2, but the space from his ankle to the bottom of his foot has to stay the same. Because otherwise you'd get weirdly long connections between your ankle and your foot, and you'd have a really like tall foot.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that,
Right.
where you'd be lengthening certain proportions, but then also having to keep some the same.
Yeah.
Like I imagine you wouldn't be able to make the hands massive, right?
No,
Like you can make them bigger,
but not huge.
but if they're interacting with other characters, it'd be a bit hard to get the same effect as like a human hand grabbing and like a monster giant hand grabbing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still really liked it though. I really liked Age of Ultron.
Yeah?
In hindsight, yeah, I think you should rewatch it.
I enjoy like the last half. The first half it's a bit long.
Yeah. Oh, it
me.
absolutely is a bit long. Yeah.
I think that's why I don't like it, because it's a little slow. It's a bit long.
Yeah, I think that if Ultron had oh my goodness, if Ultron's writing was as good as Thanos's, it could have been a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Because the potential for the character was there.
Yeah.
And I also think they were rushing a little bit in terms of like, villain dead.
Yeah.
Like Ultron could have been
I-
a really, really cool multi-movie villain.
I think he should have been at least a 2-movie villain.
Yeah,
But no.
it's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back somehow.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Actually, what do you think Marvel's gonna do with like movies now? Because if they're moving a lot towards TV shows at the moment.
Well, I've done research into this actually.
Oh.
You're hitting all the buttons today. We
Yes.
have not talked about this. This
We
is
haven't.
great.
No.
Yeah, so there's a couple things going on. And I'm interested in this as well because there's no super clear answer just yet. Because my question is, are you going to have to watch the shows to understand the movies?
Right.
And to a certain extent, I think you do. Because after watching have you seen WandaVision yet?
No.
Okay, so
I watched the first 5 minutes of the first episode and really didn't like it.
okay, you have to watch it.
Okay.
Because it is genuinely fantastic. It's a
Okay.
great show. Watch the first 4 episodes, and if after that you can't watch anymore, just stop, because then
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
for you.
Yep.
But the first episode is just a sitcom,
Yeah.
but it sets up a lot of really important character dynamics.
Right.
Second episode, things start breaking apart. Third episodes, things start breaking apart a bit more. Fourth episode, everything is explained.
Right.
So you kind of just have to sit through it and trust that it will get better. But it leads directly into the next Doctor Strange movie. So the way that the characters connect and the story connects. And I'm sure that you can watch the new Doctor Strange movie without that context, and they'll explain it well enough within the movie. But there's definitely information there that you'll miss if you don't
Right.
actually watch the movie, which sucks.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I like how Star Wars did Mandalorian.
Having it be a separate story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what they needed. But I guess it's a bit hard with
With Marvel,
superheroes that aren't that don't die in the main film.
And I guess that's the problem is that like you create. This is what I was scared about with the first when they announced the TV shows because like a TV show insinuates that it's going to be smaller stories on a smaller scale, but WandaVision proved that doesn't have to be the case.
Yeah.
That being said, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I am not sold on yet.
No.
I'm 3 episodes down. I'm still watching it. I'm still somewhat interested in what's happening, but it's
Yeah. See, now I'm worried because weren't they gonna make a Falcon movie?
yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we're gonna have to watch the show to understand the movie, probably.
Yeah. Well, the Falcon and Winter Soldier story is very minor. It feels very inconsequential, which is why I'm not particularly interested because it really does just feel like a B story that doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. I've heard that it's a lot like, what's a lot like other TV shows where it's like, you know, something comes up, and then they fix the problem at the end of the show.
Yeah, sort of. And there's like an overarching story to a certain extent, but it just feels very B grade. Like
Right.
they don't feel like a real villain. Like the villain of the show is like some guy who, the general premise, and this is explained in episode 1, so it's not really a spoiler, but skip forward 5 minutes if you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
The first episode is like there's this guy and he has the superhuman serum, and they're trying to
Right.
figure out who's like recreating the superhuman serum, and the big villain is just a guy that has the superhero serum or the superhuman serum, and is trying to make the world go back to how it was when the snap happened. And so it just feels like some weird like rebel group that's like people suck and I want to kill them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. And I don't really like the character dynamic between Bucky and Falcon. I'm not convinced yet.
No.
It just feels like a bad buddy cop movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah. I enjoyed WandaVision a lot though. WandaVision I'm watching for the second time now, actually.
Okay.
So, I'm sticking by my guns with WandaVision. I will reassess Falcon and Winter Soldier once it's done.
Right. Something I've really struggled with the Marvel movies and like villains and stuff is in a movie where they're by themselves, they might kill this crazy villain that, you know, is super, super powerful. And then like as a group, they struggle to kill a similar villain.
Mm-hmm.
So then translating that back to a TV show, if they have a villain that's a guy with a serum,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, but you know,
Yeah.
with
But
this
you're
many-
crushing like Thanos.
yeah, so
What's the problem? Yeah.
it's a bit like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't really
you're so
understand.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about it too much, you're like,
yeah.
okay.
It's like, have they
But-
put that much thought into it between like this movie and
Yeah. But I am interested, and I'm still interested in the story, which is good. So I do still actually care about the characters and that sort of thing. But I don't know. I just think it's going to reach a point where it kind of implodes on itself.
I think so
Like,
too.
how long is this sustainable? That being said, I'm really excited for the Loki show.
Yeah.
Because the trailer for the Loki show came out this week,
Mm.
and it looks fantastic. It's
Right.
like Mandalorian, where
Oh, sick.
it's an offshoot.
Good.
Which is really cool. So basically, the general gist of it is at the end of Endgame, when they like go back in time, and Loki takes the Tesseract. You remember that?
Yeah.
He goes like poof.
Yeah.
So what happens is he basically gets picked up by the space police,
Oh.
and they're like, "Hey man, like you're screwing around with time. Maybe stop."
Yeah.
And they hire him in the time police. Sorry, and they send him through time to like fix all of the timelines that he's messed up.
Oh.
So it's like they show this graph of like the timeline, and it's all branched off into these separate sections. So he has to go through and like rectify all these mistakes,
Right.
and it looks really, really good. Bless you. It looks really good. So it's like this offshoot show where they're using the character in a really interesting way and having it be new and fresh and not directly tied into the story.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It comes out in July,
Right.
or June.
Yeah.
So June 6th, and then July is Black Widow.
Ooh.
Um,
That's a movie though.
yeah, that's a movie.
So that'll be easier to
Digest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you reckon there'll ever be another movie where they bring them all together?
I think that they're in the process of building a new team
Yeah.
at the
Because and like contracts with
Yeah.
Marvel will be
Yeah.
expiring.
So I really do think that they're in the process of building a new team, and then the next team movie we'll see somewhere in the end, like 2029, 2030,
Right.
somewhere around there. Because they're going hard into this like multiverse stuff at the moment.
They are.
So like the Loki show is what's gonna really WandaVision already kind of had a little bit of it. The Loki show is gonna like do multiverse stuff to the extreme,
Yeah.
and then the Doctor Strange movie is just gonna be like.
Yeah.
And I think that whatever the event in the Doctor Strange movie is going to be a catalyst for a bunch of new heroes to show up from multiverse. So I think things like getting Miles Morales in is going to happen.
Yeah.
And
Then
getting...
that could lead to another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
For both.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then getting like all of these other heroes in that just haven't been there before. So... I am holding my hopes for Fantastic Four or X-Men.
Ooh.
Because the deal with Fox, something's happened with the deal with Fox where it might be a possibility now. Because, okay, actually, interestingly enough, I have recently got a subscription to Marvel Unlimited, which is like their Netflix, but for comics. So I've been reading a lot of Marvel comics recently. And something really interesting that I didn't know about the comics at all is that the Avengers, or the recent Avengers, like 2012 onwards, is actually like half like traditional Avengers and half X-Men.
Oh.
Yeah. So, really interesting.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like, within the universe, they're not separate. Like, X-Men... So,
I see.
So, the Avengers, right, are just a conglomerate of superheroes, and the X-Men are just a conglomerate of superheroes, but separately they're all just superheroes. So within the comics,
They're actually like
they're just combined.
together.
Yeah, like the comic that I'm reading at the moment has like Captain America, Wanda, or Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Wolverine, Havoc, and someone else.
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel shows up every now and then.
Right. That's really strange.
Yeah, but it's like, that's just how it is in the comics, right? So,
But then how do you take them now? How do you make them exist in the same universe now?
yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
I think that's what is going to happen in the Doctor Strange movie. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh.
If something happened and like the Fantastic Four showed up, and that's how they managed to draw them into this universe.
Is the Fantastic Four and X-Men? Like, they're not ever in
They're
the
not
same
in the
universe?
universe, no.
They're not in the same one, though, either.
They all are. In the comics, yeah, they're all in the same universe.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
Within the Marvel
In-
timeline, no.
In
In
the...
the MCU.
Yeah, in the MCU and in, like, their own movies.
Yeah, no.
They're all separate.
Yeah, that's because Fox was like, money, I want money. Yeah. So if the MCU can get the rights to it, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they managed to do it, was some like multiverse event that brought in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. And it's just like, oh, wow, we have all these new heroes. Oh my goodness, help.
Yeah. You watch Disney by Foxtel. By Fox.
I don't know if they can.
You don't...
I don't think they would. I don't think Fox would do it.
No, because Disney's too like cheap to try and like settle a deal to buy the rights. Fox won't take anything like under a stupidly high price,
Yeah, this is true.
and so Disney won't want to do that because they're cheap. So they'll end up just buying Fox.
Actually, there's a good chance that'll happen. What's Fox worth?
They must be similar to Disney,
Let's look it up.
or maybe they're worth more than Disney.
No.
No.
20th Century Fox.
Oh yeah, true. Not anymore.
Okay. Oh. Hang on.
Does Disney already own them?
Yeah.
Oh. Well then.
Yeah, so there is a really good chance of that happening then. Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about, was why the possibility of them being in the MCU is real now, because
they bought them.
they bought Fox. Okay.
They're gonna buy Sony next, and it'll be all over.
Do you want to take a guess as to what Disney bought Fox for?
I reckon it'll be like stupidly low.
Go on.
Like, I don't know how much is high with buying businesses. Can you give me some? How much did Microsoft buy Bethesda for? That'll give me some.
7.5 billion.
All right, I'm gonna go 3.5 billion for.
Oh, interesting.
for
Higher.
Higher.
Higher. Think about how many movies 21st century
that
Century
is true.
Fox has made.
Let's go 12 billion.
Higher.
Oh, okay. A lot higher. 18 billion. How much?
Just keep going.
100.
$71.3 billion.
Oh, okay. That's a lot more than I thought.
And they rebranded it. So 20th Century Fox became 20th Century Studios, which, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And now is just 20th Century. Yeah. Okay. So it was like, yeah. Okay.
So
it was
now-
just a bit of a brain blur.
So now it's just 20th century.
Yeah. So this happened this happened ages ago.
Oh. Well, we are well behind the times.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe I didn't know this. So they bought a bunch of movies. Fox. Okay, so Fox Corp still exists, independent from Disney. Primarily focuses on news and sports companies.
But
Yeah.
Disney
and,
just bought films.
and Marvel does have access to the X-Men and Fantastic Four characters again.
There you go.
So,
Well, I think you're right. They're going to merge in the near future. Could be interesting.
yeah, I'm definitely very interested. This is from like 2019, but apparently they're planning something. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened.
Yeah.
In the Doctor Strange movie, some big like weird multiverse event happens, and then the Fantastic Four and X-Men just like show up in this universe, and they're like,
What's going on?
yeah.
I reckon only one character will come across.
It'd have to be.
It'll be like
It'll be the guy from Fantastic Four, 100%. Reed Richards. It'll be Reed Richards.
yeah. I reckon one person will come in that movie. Maybe two will show up.
No, 100%. It'll be Reed Richards, and he'll show up because he's as intelligent, if not more, than Tony Stark. Like that's his character.
Right.
He's like the stretchy guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% he'll show up, and he'll be like, either I go back or we merge universes.
Yeah. And then that'll be the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll be played by John Krasinski.
Oh, you reckon?
I reckon. Have you seen this? That's the fan casting.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked that actually.
He looks sick as Reed Richards.
Oh, okay. That does look sick.
Yeah. It looks so sick.
He doesn't strike me as like a super smart, someone who could play someone super smart.
Oh, I reckon 100% he could.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe. He
He's-
probably could.
He's
Well, he definitely could, but
yeah. Oh, apparently it's already confirmed that there's a Fantastic Four actual MCU movie coming.
oh well.
We're just catching up, guys. Like,
Okay, well then it's going to be a Fantastic Four movie, and Doctor Strange is going to show up in it.
no, I think the Doctor Strange movie will create the Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And then
I don't think the Fantastic... There is no way that the Fantastic Four exist in this universe yet. There is no way.
No, they're just gonna. It'll be. I reckon Doctor Strange will bring them together
Yeah.
because he's.
Oh, absolutely. But, like, they've just shot themselves in the foot with this Fox thing by accident.
They have.
Because, like... And it's not their fault. It's Fox's fault. because Fox has just been like, no, you can't have our characters.
Yeah.
And now they have to figure out some dumb like multiverse reason why
Why
these characters are all showing up now.
Yeah.
Um,
I reckon it's a better way of doing it though.
yeah, rather than them just being
Rather
there.
rather than them all being together, because where would they go from here if they were already all together?
Yeah, this is true. This is a good point.
Like, there'd be no superheroes left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you'd have to get different actors to play the same superheroes,
Yeah.
which would be even worse.
Yeah, that would get really confusing. Well, that's what screwed the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Like, they had like 3 actors playing the same characters in different timelines.
That's why I can't understand them.
I enjoyed them up until like the last couple. I haven't watched the latest one.
Have you seen Logan?
I loved Logan.
That's good.
Logan was great. But you had like, there was one really big one that was played by like 3 different actors. No, it was like you have Professor X is played by like Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy in 2 different timelines. And it's like, well, I get why you have to do the 2 different timelines, but also like why not just start with McAvoy and then work up to Patrick Stewart?
Yeah. There must have been a falling out with the contract or something.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite jokes in Deadpool, in the first Deadpool.
Yeah.
Is where he's like, we're going to take you to Professor X. And he's like, which one? McAvoy or Stewart? It's great. Anyway, that's enough Marvel talk. Let's wrap it up, actually. We've talked a lot.
We have, yeah, wow.
Do you have anything you want to finish on?
I mean, I had one thing to talk about today.
Okay.
And we haven't even got to it. And I don't know if we can leave it or not, but it was, I'm up into early season 5 of BoJack.
Let's do it in the Patreon show.
Sounds good.
Patreon episode. All right. Thanks so much for listening to or watching this episode of The Froe Show. Check us out on Patreon if you want to listen to us or watch us talk about BoJack, or a whole plethora of other things. Check us out over there, patreon.com/The Froe Show. Where can they find us on social media, Joe?
At Froe Media on Instagram and at the Froe Media on Twitter.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.